this just fantastic? Captain's log, subdate 210205.4. While crewman Bork is recovering, I've turned my attention to an alert from Subfleet. Apparently, my new engineer is a stick of sentient rhubarb called Warrant Officer Crumble. They'll be here within the next 7 days. Welcome everyone to This Week at Twitter, or Twat. Today I have 7 subjects for you to enjoy, and 1 random block of the week which I'm going to start with. A retweet that appeared on my timeline from spineless foreskin David Sharat held a tweet from Sean Head, and it kinda had my interest. In truth, I still don't know where the origin of this tweet came from, so I followed the tweet, and I got curious and started looking at the replies, and realised it came from a live stream debate between Kraut and Vosh, Vosh, whatever. But underneath I saw this, and realised, oh whoa, either the tweets are protected, or I'm blocked. And ta-da! I'm blocked. I have no idea who you are. Hello. Don't know what I did, but I'm sure it was something grievous. I am, of course, as many know, well known for my meanness and my mad bants. So to the first subject, we go to Bebo that was trending. Why was Bebo trending? Because it's coming back, which is fantastic news. Bebo was the very first social media site I ever used. There was another one called Where Are You Now, I believe? But Bebo was the very first. I had a number of friends that sold skins, made money. When it collapsed, they were very upset that their work was no longer needed. Bebo have said in this particular update, all the old stuff's gone fam, you're going to have to make a new profile. For Bebo, I might actually do that, because I liked Bebo. It was nice and simple, and also, you're first. Everyone likes their first, unless you have a massive falling out with your first, and are on rather volatile terms. Guess it depends on the individual. To move on from that, we go to a retweet I saw from Vipersword. I'm not going to read what Vipersword wrote though, she's being mean. We're going to go to Sophia Collins. I don't actually need my fridge to be a UKIP advert, thanks Morrison's. Included was Morrison's own salted British butter, with the Union Jack on it, and a blue background. Apparently that's purple, and apparently the Union Jack is a UKIP thing. What I find amazing about this is, this one tweet, with the 252 replies to 35 likes and 9 retweets, wow, you got ratioed, was enough for you to protect your tweets. But don't worry, I archived this one. This one was worth it. Defense mode initiated, I guess. Oh, and because I noticed the replies underneath about the whole British labelling Union Jack thing, I think it's a pride thing to know that your produce has been locally sourced, which is the entire point. Also, our butter is better than most other butters. It doesn't have corn syrup in it. Or disappointment. Or, and this is if you're adventurous enough to try it, ketamine. To swerve in another direction, we go to @Doobs. Doobs. There is no such thing as a female best friend, B. You tried to bag Shorty, she said no. Offered you a friendship instead, and your dumbass said, okay. Now she telling you about all the men that's smashing her to smithereens and you buying her food. His way of saying, you got friend-zoned and you're a simp. On Wednesday I released a video talking about my thoughts when it comes to online friendships, real friendships, what is and is not real. I did not include gender, because I didn't consider it consequential. I also didn't include gender because, throughout my life, those that I had that were the closest friends to me were mostly female. At no point did either of us think that the relationship was a failed, intimate relationship. And to think that it is not possible to have a best friend that is of the other gender, or more, whatever, I don't care, is a remarkably narrow-minded perception to have. Moving on from that, we're going to go to Jon Stewart. This is BS. The Redditors aren't cheating, they're joining a party Wall Street insiders have been enjoying for years. Don't shut them down, maybe sue them for copyright infringement instead. We've learned nothing from 2008. Love, Stew Beef. Weirdly, I 100% agree with this tweet. What I don't agree with is the retweet from Jimmy Kimmel. Real Donald Trump? Is this you? Way to make yourself look like you don't agree with the people and are nothing more than a corporate shill. Then again, you are an ardent, lifelong Democrat, and if anything of the last few elections has taught me anything, is that the people will vote for the Democratic nominee even if it's not the person they want in the first place, because that's not the person they chose. Says a lot about freedom, doesn't it? And other things, but I'm not going to dawdle on those. I'll only end up annoying people. So we'll instead move on from simping and a simp to Katie Montgomery, who had commented under innocent drinks. For those who don't know, they are overpriced fruit drinks. For the most part, they do some milks, almond, oat, whatever. Coconut, I think. It's very much an expensive luxury, but I believe the quality is not quite there. They recently unfollowed somebody because they had been made aware that the person they unfollowed, and had obviously previously followed, had made some comments that did not fall in line with the popular opinion when it comes to trans rights and trans people. They follow over 30,000 accounts, but they had to make this one comment because of one account. Speaks volumes really, doesn't it? So they tweeted, "We stand against discrimination," to which Katie Montgomery replied, "Can you not see how utterly ridiculous the anti-trans movement in the UK is? That they are all flipping out because a smoothie company unfollowed one of them on Twitter. They follow 30,000 people, who cares?" Quite frankly, I don't think it's a case of anti-trans movement. I think it's just one person, and it's a very small movement. I can promise you that, especially in the UK. That's not to say they don't exist. And I also want to point out, because in your other replies you refer to gender-critical conversation not being hate movement, and you believing that to be transphobic. That's not it. Gender-critical is a very strong position. There are arguments being had in politics right now about this, enough so that it has torn a party apart. Kind of. Okay, it just sent one person to the back benches of their little corner in Parliament. But that one person, oddly enough, was considered the next in line to run the party. Seemed a bit coincidental, almost Russian. So to our penultimate subject, we're going to go to me. You see, I got bored, so I decided on Tuesday to just tweet out a poll and see what happened. I call it bait. It is genuinely meant as such. I was legitimately sat at my desk with a crippling headache, and I thought, you know what? Let's have a bit of fun. 732 people voted on this. So what did I ask? Is it possible to win a Twitter argument without using, air quotes, "you're racist"? 26.8% said yes and gave me some answers, which was fantastic. 73.2% said no, too much autism here. Now, I'm not even sorry. I really needed to laugh. And the funniest part for me was people jumping on certain words in the responses. Now, actually, I'm not going to show those responses. You can go and read them if you want. My view is that was an incredibly healthy discussion, and I thoroughly enjoyed reading it. It showed how people can change their minds and how one can disagree politely without it being, well, too much autism. I will say for the sake of it, and I genuinely mean this, I was messing about and also using a term popularized by the majority of those who look down at those who argue on Twitter. That's not a scapegoat. You can say it is, but it really isn't. And to the final subject, we're going to go to Charli D'Amelio. Charli XCX was trending on Twitter, and the reason why was because she had lost a very close friend of hers called Sophie. Very sorry for your loss if you ever see this Charli XCX, although I doubt you will. People were sending her support under this hashtag, here for Charli. Charli D'Amelio didn't know this though, so Charli D'Amelio simply looked at it and replied with, "I am looking through the here for Charli hashtag and oh my goodness, you are all so sweet to me, and you have no idea how much your kind words warm my heart. I am so lucky to have you all by my side. I love you, Bebs. Heart, 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 heart." I'm just going to say this now, because I am in fact a spelling Nazi. The lack of grammar in this really offends me. But it also amuses me that you thought the hashtag was about yourself. The level of stupid we are dealing with, people. And her family just got a show on Hulu. Amazing. Now, as we're done, I want to know what you think was the stupidest thing for this week's twat. so please do let me know in the comments down below. As a final thing, I shall be hosting a political recap stream on the Moistski Live channel. It will also be on Spotify. Please consider following us there as well. It is simply Moistski Live. I've written it on the screen for you. If I don't see you there tonight, 9:30 PM GMT, have a fantastic Friday and subsequent weekend, and thank you all for listening.